talk about Roman Reigns for a second here, as he's pounding on Cody Rhodes here. And we did a spotlight episode on Roman Reigns. It was like our first show. Was all about him as a performer, all about him as the champion and as a wrestler. And man, Roman Reigns, nobody wants to go back to the pandemic era of wrestling, or not just wrestling, of anything, right? Nobody. But I think Roman Reigns found a different kind of ceiling to himself as a wrestler that way. He found a more dramatic way to have matches. And now, and then it was a different environment than in the Thunderdome. He could talk, you could hear him easier in that environment. So it's not exactly the same here, but you can see that he's taking the same thing into account. He's talking as he's beating on Cody, and jawing at the audience as he's beating up Cody. It's another level to his game as a wrestler that I think has helped his matches, because he can work, but he's kind of he's not a guy that has a million moves. He's not a guy that does crazy high spots. He doesn't do a lot of that stuff, but he can make you feel something in the match. Here's another great moment right here at 2 hours, 52 minutes and 4 seconds. Cody gets a little bit of momentum. He shuts it down. He cuts it off again. And now he's back to interacting with the crowd, like doing this in front of them. So he's interacting with them and getting them to invest in, themselves cheering on the person he's beating up, in this case, Cody Rhodes. And he constantly is checking in with that audience during this match to get them to get them riled up, get them to cheer. And I think it's, I don't want to talk about the Steve Austin book too much. We'll save that for another time. But Austin did that a lot too. You watch his matches from when he was a rookie in 1991 or 1990 to the last match with Kevin Owens. He's constantly like checking in with the crowd, making sure they're still there, whether it's as a heel or as a babyface. He's doing that, and Roman does the same thing in a totally different way, but the same thing.